So I want to talk to you more about suitability than about security, but you will see that at the same time we will talk also about risk mitigation and in wealth management. So I don't want to talk to you so much about the company, but quickly a small glimpse. It's a boutique company able to provide innovative and bespoke risk management tools. When I say bespoke in a particular sense, meaning that when we do, for instance, decision 8, once we have assembled all documents, the question to know how we make use of these documents and with what risk criterion and so on is not a standard risk criterion, but is the one of the decision maker which we are able to encapsulate into the system. So we have different lines of products, but I want to talk to you about the first one, which is risk mitigation from smart risk profiling. And I just indicate to you that, because that's important for the bespoke question, that we've done work in fields as different as finance, energy, finance and finance again, and agri-food. So why this topic? Well, the topic is important because in the last 6-7 years, wealth managers have experienced an increasing volatility of funds put under management. Strong outflows have been imperiling profitability of well-established, well-regarded banks. It did not appear very much in the public, but you would be amazed to see how big names have been disturbed by this. And just to quote one number, 32% of banks suffered from these outflows in 2018, while 4 years ago, only 1/4 of them had. So the phenomenon is very general. It has affected private banks, wealth management departments in commercial banks, even hedge funds, insurance companies, and so on. I have many examples in my head. So current solution to, it's a new risk, so to speak, which has appeared because it's a major factor of profit. The last McKinsey report shows it, and it's bound to be permanent and lasting. So the current solution, one is absolutely awful, is resting on the risk profiling questionnaire, which most banks use for MiFID purposes and which are silly and meaningless. The other one is more disputable. It means you're looking at clients' past behavior, and it might be in some cases significant. In many cases, it calls for a different solution. So we offer a synthetic solution, which is at the same time using one system, and it can be used in open banking, in traditional banking, and so on. Online or brick and mortar, and it combines both a risk profiling of the onboarding client and a way to design a risk mitigation of future client potential pendulum behavior. So let me explain to you just the idea behind this. From the investor through a very simple system of questions, we built an artificial agent, and this artificial agent reveals two numerical elements which are implicit in the real decisions of the investors, even the boundedly rational investor. First, the intrinsic risk attitude as traditionally defined in the economic corpus literature, 50 years ago. And second, what can be turned the individual sentiment of the individual towards the market or the immediate future of the market. And this individual sentiment we've identified as being the key factor in this pendulum movement of outflow inflows. From these both information, we can derive a generalized risk tolerance or aversion, which is the only one which matters, actually. The regulator still doesn't know that because it's only documented for 25 years. And so regulators take more than 25 years to absorb new research results. And from the individual sentiment, we can derive a risk management policy to mitigate the risk of, say, pendulum risk, if you want. So here is what appears for the account manager after 10 clicks. All that is on average 10 clicks, sometimes goes to 12, 15, 14, sometimes to 7, 8, depends. And so as you can see downstairs of the screen, there are three fundamental indices which are automatically computed. One is the generalized risk attitude, which I just spoke about in a preceding slide, and which allows to offer to the client a suitable portfolio, meeting all the possible requirements of MiFID and so on. The other one is the individual contingent sentiment, and this one offers you the possibility to build your risk mitigation policy towards future potential behavior of the client, and the rest is an index that most banks compute and which is not of large interest here. So in addition to that, there is a description of what the category of generalized risk attitude of the client is, and 5 ratios to help the account manager to define 5 ratios about the return distribution which would be suitable for the particular client, which help the account manager build the portfolio for that particular client. So all this we offer either as a service online, so it can be accommodated with a number of processes which have been described by previous speakers, or we offer as a product that can be inserted into the existing system of the bank or of the company, wealth managers. Thank you for your attention. You can ask for a demo. This is my coordinates, and my partner Pierre here is our sales representative for the UK. Thank you very much for your attention.